Hi, my name is Ilana King, and I'm an entrance exam specialist with a particular focus on the 7+ entrance exam. And I help other educators to become specialists in this area as well. And today I would like to talk you through some tools that I use for helping to teach maths online to very young children. And COVID has changed how tuition works. And prior to COVID, it would be very unusual for tuition to happen online for this age group. But it is happening now much more and becoming much more accepted by parents. So if you do find that you're teaching very young children online, it's good to have some tools up your sleeve to make it as interactive as if you're actually in the room. And when I talk about teaching maths or teaching English, I talk a lot about physical manipulatives, things that we use, that we can handle, which you can't do online. But the good news is that there are some really good alternatives out there. And today I wanted to talk you through one of them and how you can use it. So there's a really wonderful website, if you haven't come across it already, called mathsbot.com. And on mathsbot.com, it has a tab for at the top there, you can see, for manipulatives. And it's got loads, absolutely loads. So you can explore this and see how you would want to use it. But I'm just going to show you a few different things on it. I particularly like the coins. And on the coins, you are able to, you just drag and drop. So I like to use these not only for understanding coins themselves, but also just for a little bit of quick addition fun. You can use it to just kind of put some coins there and get them to do a bit of quick addition or subtraction. You can use it in word problems if you're working through some money word problems and you wanted to use physical coins. This is a really good way of doing that. It's also really good for place value. It has an abacus. I like the fraction wall as well, so you can show how a half, you can have 2/4 and they kind of line up really nicely like this. And there's a lot, you can do things like when you want to put them away, you just click tidy, you can change the colors and things as well. But one of the ones that I really wanted to talk to you about today was how to use these blocks. So here we go. So we're only going to really be focusing on this one and this one. So these are great when you are teaching children to do mental arithmetic through partitioning. So for example, if you had 23 plus 13 and you wanted to teach them to add the 10s and the 1s mentally to get the answer. So you can just drag, so you can have, what did I say, 23, you can show them the 21, 2, 3, and in fact these actually even neatly click into place if you want to stack them. They're very good at that. And then you can show them the 13, and then you can talk about doing the adding of the 1s and the adding of the 10s, and you can move them around. It's really great. The downside to this website is you cannot draw onto the whiteboard. So if I wanted to actually show the numbers 23 and 13 and put an add sign between them, there is no way of doing that on here. So I've got a workaround for you that I really like. So if you have an online whiteboard like BitPaper, and I use BitPaper quite a lot for this. BitPaper, I think it does have a price to it, and there are other online whiteboards out there. But what I really like about it is I was able to go to here. I took a little screenshot of the blocks that I wanted. So I just came on here, I put out the blocks that I wanted on my keyboard. I did a quick screenshot of that one, and then a quick screenshot of that one. And then I had them, I've got them available on my desktop. So I just copied and pasted them onto here. You could just drag and drop onto BitPaper so that I could then actually do some writing on here as well, because I wanted to be able to write. So if I took the writing tool and I said, okay, 23 plus 13, I can then line them up underneath and really show how that works better than I think you can on MathsBot. So I've got my 20, and then I've got my 1, 2, 3, and then I can do the same with my 13, and then it's much easier to relate it back to the numbers that you've actually got and that you're working with. And of course, you can then move them around if you wanted to then put all the 10s together and add them up. You're able to do that, and you can drag all the ones together and add them up. And really, it's very, very straightforward then to do it however you want to do it to make it work for you. Of course, you can do this with real blocks, and I use a separate camera attached to my computer that allows me to see the desktop, allows the student to see the desktop. So if you have that set up, you can of course do this with actual blocks. But if you're just working in the online environment without a separate camera, this is a really good way of doing it. And we can go back and have a look. There are just really endless possibilities on here. There's almost nothing that isn't covered on here for you to be able to use. So anything that you would use physically pretty much is on here. Even dice, I use a lot of dice. These ones, you just drag them over like this, and then you can roll a single one, or you can roll all and it will change. So, you know, that's a really handy tool on here, though it only does seem to have the 6-sided dice. You've got the Cuisenaire rods, which are excellent. And on the Cuisenaire rods as well, you can actually click here to add the values in there, which I think is much more useful for what we tend to be doing. You've got place value counters on here as well. So you can, and again, what I don't like about these is the fact that you've got to not be able to write on here. So what I would do if I was using these is, again, I would take screenshots of these and then I would drag them onto my bit paper so that I can actually write on there as well. But you've got all of those on here as well. So I think it's a really great site. It's totally free. So there's no reason that you can't use it. There's nothing holding you back. And I think it's really very versatile for everything that you might want to do and be able to show. Obviously, nothing actually replaces the physical manipulatives, and but if we're in the online environment, we just can't do that. So this is a good alternative. I hope you found that useful and have some interesting ideas that you can now take and apply with your students. If you'd like some more information on training with me to become an entrance exam specialist, link is in the bio. And thank you for joining me. Goodbye.